keep saying you want to change. You've made promises to yourself. You've imagined a better life. But every time you try, nothing actually changes. Why? It's not laziness. It's not lack of motivation. It's something deeper, something hidden beneath all those surface-level excuses. Today, we're going to break it down, the real reason you haven't changed yet, and how to fix it. Here's the first lie most people believe. You think you need motivation to change. But let's be honest, how often has motivation actually stuck around long enough to make a difference? Motivation feels good in the moment. It gets you hyped. It makes you believe you can conquer anything. But what happens when the hype wears off? What happens when motivation fades? The truth is, you don't need more motivation. You need more honesty. Stop lying to yourself about what it takes to truly change. Motivation is temporary. It's unreliable. The real fuel for transformation isn't feeling inspired. It's discipline. It's the ability to act even when you don't feel motivated. Every time you think, I'll change when I feel motivated, you're setting yourself up to fail. Motivation can only take you so far. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline doesn't wait for the right mood. Discipline shows up every single day. So why haven't you changed yet? What's really holding you back? It's not laziness. It's not lack of willpower. It's fear. Fear of discomfort. You haven't changed because you've chosen comfort over growth. And here's the hard truth. Comfort has become your cage. You want to be fit, but you fear the pain of workouts. You want success, but you won't face boredom, rejection, or solitude. You want change, but you're not willing to embrace the struggle that comes with it. Growth is painful. Comfort is addictive. And until you learn to break free from comfort, you'll stay exactly where you are, stuck, stagnant, and wondering why you can't move forward. Think about it. Every time you skip a workout, it's not because you don't want to be healthy. It's because you're avoiding the discomfort of physical effort. Every time you stop working on your goals, it's not because you don't want success. It's because you're avoiding the frustration of failure or the boredom of discipline. Change isn't easy. It never has been. But it's worth it. Every painful moment leads to progress. Every uncomfortable step leads to transformation. The only question is, are you willing to face it? Here's another reason you haven't changed. Your environment. You can't grow in the same place that made you stagnant. You can't transform while surrounded by the same distractions, the same habits, the same people who keep you stuck. It's not just the physical environment, it's the digital one too. Your scrolling habits, your content consumption. If you're filling your mind with distractions, negativity, and noise, how can you possibly focus on change? Your environment shapes you more than you realize, and until you change it, it will continue to control you. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just surrounded by triggers, by distractions, by influences that keep pulling you back into the same patterns. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay in that environment. You can choose to rise above it. You can choose to take control. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll wait for the perfect moment? Be honest. If you've been waiting for the perfect moment, here's the truth. One day is a lie. Perfection is a lie. And the more you chase it, the longer you'll stay stuck. Perfectionism isn't a noble pursuit. It's procrastination with better branding. You're not waiting for the right time. You're avoiding the messy, uncomfortable reality of progress. Progress is supposed to be messy. Change is supposed to be hard. That's why it's worth it. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for perfection. Start now, even if it's messy. Start today, even if it's uncomfortable. Every step forward counts. Every effort adds up. Step 1. Identity shift. Start thinking of yourself as the person you want to become. Stop saying, I'm trying to change, and start saying, I'm becoming stronger, smarter, more disciplined. Identity drives behavior. The way you see yourself shapes the way you act. Step 2. Discomfort training. Start doing one hard thing every day. It doesn't have to be huge, just something that challenges you. Whether it's pushing yourself in a workout or confronting a fear, every small act of discomfort builds your resilience. Step 3. Environment audit. Take control of your surroundings. Remove triggers and distractions that pull you back into bad habits. Set up spaces that encourage focus, productivity, and progress. Step 4. Make progress visible. Start tracking your efforts, whether it's journaling, habit tracking, or celebrating small wins. Seeing your progress builds momentum, and momentum fuels change. Here's something most people overlook. You can't change if your mind is constantly noisy. Distractions don't just come from the outside, they come from within. If you never pause, if you never reflect, how can you possibly grow? Stillness is where the truth speaks loudest. Sit alone, reflect, reconnect. Ask yourself, what do I really want? What's holding me back? What's my next step? In the quiet moments, you'll find clarity. You'll find strength. Here's the reason most people struggle to stick to change. They focus on results without changing their identity. They set goals, lose weight, save money, build discipline, but they still think and act like the person who made excuses, procrastinated, and stayed stuck. And here's the truth. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your habits. Think about it. If your goal is to lose weight, don't focus on the number on the scale. Focus on becoming the kind of person who never misses workouts. The kind of person who prioritizes healthy choices every single day. It's not about achieving a temporary result. It's about creating a long-term transformation. Change sticks when you stop thinking of yourself as someone trying to change and start believing you're already becoming the person you want to be. It's not about pretending. It's about rewiring your mindset. Think, act, and decide like the version of you who already lives that life. Identity drives behavior, and the way you see yourself shapes the way you act. What's holding you back? It's not your abilities. It's the story you've been telling yourself. For years, you've repeated the same narrative. I'm just lazy. I'm not consistent. I always give up. You've convinced yourself this story is who you are. But let me ask you, who told you that version of you was permanent? Who said you couldn't edit that story? Here's the truth. Your story is editable. It's not set in stone. It's time to replace it. Stop saying, I'm someone who gives up. Start saying, I'm someone who shows up. Stop saying, I'm not disciplined. Start saying, I'm becoming someone who does the hard things every single day. Write a new identity script. Speak it daily. When you catch yourself saying something self-limiting, interrupt it. Replace it. Speak your new story out loud. The more you affirm it, the more you believe it. And the more you believe it, the more you act on it. The past version of you doesn't define your future. The story you choose to tell does. Here's what most people get wrong about change. They think it starts with a detailed 5-hour plan. They overcomplicate it. They overwhelm themselves before they even begin. But here's the truth. Change doesn't start with a perfect plan. It starts with one hard thing a day. Wake up early, even when you'd rather sleep in. Take a cold shower instead of comfort. Journal honestly, even if it feels vulnerable. Go for a run, even if you're tired. Every time you choose discomfort, you're proving to yourself that you're not the person who avoids hard things anymore. You're building mental toughness, one decision at a time. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just commit to one hard thing daily, something that challenges you, something that stretches you. Every uncomfortable choice rewires your brain to embrace effort instead of avoiding it. Change doesn't happen all at once. It happens one decision at a time. You think you're unmotivated, but here's the truth. You're not unmotivated. You're overstimulated. You're scrolling endlessly, consuming too much, surrounded by noise. Your brain is stuck in survival mode, jumping from one distraction to the next, never pausing long enough to focus on what matters. Distractions are stealing your focus, your energy, your progress. If you want to change, you need to detox. Turn off 90% of the noise, the notifications, the endless content, the scrolling habits. Step away from the overstimulation. Take your attention back, because when the noise stops, your inner voice returns. The part of you that knows what you need to do. The part of you that's capable of deep focus and real growth. Cutting out distractions isn't easy. At first, the silence feels uncomfortable, but that silence is powerful. It clears your mind, sharpens your focus, and gives you the clarity you need to move forward. Distraction steals progress. Stillness brings it back. Motivation is like a burst of energy. It feels powerful, but it doesn't last. That's why so many people burn out. They rely on bursts instead of systems. If you want change that lasts, don't aim for intensity. Aim for consistency. Don't commit to a 30-day challenge. Commit to designing a lifestyle. Don't focus on a sprint. Build a system you can sustain. A system is about small, repeatable habits that compound over time. It's about showing up consistently, even when the burst of energy is gone. Systems create momentum. Momentum creates progress, and progress creates change. The key isn't to do everything perfectly. It's to build consistency into your daily life. With a system, even small efforts add up to big results. Maybe you're stuck because you're chasing someone else's dream. Maybe you're trying to live up to someone else's definition of success. And here's the truth. Success looks different for everyone. It's not about applause. It's not about comparison. It's about alignment. Redefine what success looks like for you. Stop chasing validation. Stop measuring yourself against others. Instead, choose peace over applause, growth over comparison, consistency over hype. When your goals align with your soul, discipline stops feeling like a chore. It becomes second nature. Success isn't about looking good to others. It's about feeling good about the life you're building. Define it for yourself and watch how much easier discipline becomes. There is a version of you that wakes up early, keeps promises, and shows up no matter what. A version of you that lives with focus, intention, and purpose. A version of you that doesn't avoid discomfort, doesn't procrastinate, doesn't give up. That version of you is waiting, on the other side of effort, on the other side of discipline. Every small choice you make, every hard thing you face brings you closer to them. The only question is, are you willing to cross that line? Are you willing to meet them? You can stay stuck in the past, or you can step into your future. The choice is yours. Here's the truth about change. It's not free. Real transformation comes with a price. If you want to change your life, you have to give up the parts of your current life that are holding you back. That means letting go of old habits, old mindsets, sometimes even old friends. And most of all, it means giving up temporary comfort. This is why most people don't change. It's not because they lack the ability. It's because they're not willing to pay the price. They cling to what's familiar, even when it's the very thing keeping them stuck. But if you want to become someone new, you have to let go of who you've been. To become who you're meant to be, you must be willing to let go of who you've been. This isn't easy. It hurts. It feels like losing parts of yourself. But every time you give up an old habit that doesn't serve you, every time you step away from a comfort that's holding you back, you're making space for growth. The life you want isn't free, but it's worth every single thing it costs. Let's talk about failure. Because for most people, it's not the idea of starting that scares them. It's the fear of failing. You're not afraid to begin. You're afraid of what happens if you don't succeed. But here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of growth. It's part of it. Think about this. Einstein was told he wouldn't amount to much. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Steve Jobs was fired from the very company he built. Did they fail? Yes. Did they stop? No. And that's the difference. They didn't see failure as an ending. They saw it as a step. Failure doesn't mean stop. It means step again. Every failure carries a lesson, a chance to get better. It's not a sign that you're incapable. It's proof that you're trying. The only true failure is never starting at all. Fix your relationship with failure. Instead of fearing it, embrace it. Let it shape you. Let it teach you. Because every time you rise after a fall, you're building the resilience that leads to success. You can't rebuild your life if your attention is rented out 24/7. And let's be honest, most of us are addicted. Addicted to quick hits of dopamine. Addicted to scrolling, swiping, refreshing. It feels harmless in the moment, but over time, it steals your focus, your energy, your time. Your life isn't stuck because you're unmotivated. It's stuck because you're overstimulated. You're lost in short-term comfort, constantly distracted by noise. And the longer you stay trapped in this digital cycle, the harder it becomes to focus on what truly matters. Here's how you take your attention back. Replace scrolling with reading. Replace complaining with reflecting. Replace escaping with engaging. Every time you choose intention over distraction, you're taking control of your mind. Try this, a 24-hour digital detox. No notifications, no endless feeds, just you, your thoughts, and your goals. Prove to yourself that you're in control, not your devices, not the algorithms. You. When you turn off the noise, you'll hear something powerful. The voice inside you, the part of you that knows exactly what you need to do. Here's the problem with most people's plans. They either think too small or they try to do too much too soon. They get caught in random ambition, big dreams, no direction. But here's the secret. Think long game, act short game. Vision should be 10 years out. Action should be today. Don't try to change your life in 1 week. You'll burn out, you'll give up. But don't waste another week either. Progress isn't about overhauling everything all at once. It's about making today count. When you combine big picture vision with daily discipline, you create something unstoppable. Focused urgency beats random ambition every time. Plan for the future, but act right now. Because no one ever changed their life by waiting. Motivation fades. You've felt it before. You start strong, full of energy and excitement, but after a few days, that feeling disappears. Why? Because your why isn't visible enough. Your reason for change gets buried under the noise of everyday life. And when you lose sight of your why, it's easy to quit. Put your why in front of you, everywhere. Write it on your wall. Save it on your phone. Journal about it every morning. Ask yourself, why did I start? What am I working toward? What's the cost of stopping? Remind yourself every day. If I stop now, I go back to the life I said I never wanted. Your why is your compass. It's what keeps you going when things get hard. The more you revisit it, the stronger it becomes. Don't let it fade. Keep it alive. Here's the ultimate goal. Build something no one can take from you. External success, money, recognition, status can all be lost. But internal strength? That's unshakable. That's yours. Build discipline, the kind that shows up whether you feel like it or not. Build self-awareness, the ability to understand yourself, to recognize your triggers and patterns. Build integrity, the strength to do what's right, even when no one's watching. The world respects power that doesn't need to be proven. The strongest version of you doesn't show off, it shows up, every single day. Remember, the life you want is built by the person you choose to become. So choose wisely. Build strength, build discipline, build a life that no one and nothing can take away.